So we on to Green Bay, man. Hey, so my thing is, does Green Bay really run through everybody in the NFC, I should say, to get to the chip again? Because honestly, they have beaten most of the top teams in the NFC this year, if not all the top teams. I don't believe they played the Bucks in the regular season this year. They haven't. But most of the top teams, like the Cardinals, when they was the ones here, they got them gone. And the Rams, they got them gone. So knowing that, I'm very confident in the Packers going into the playoffs. But do they run through everybody, like technically just like blowing them out going into the playoffs? What do you guys think about that?
So this is how I'm gonna say it. From my point of view, you get Jair Alexander coming back, who again is better than Jalen Ramsey 10 times out of 10. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. But this is how I see it. If you take him and you put him into this young corner system with Rasul Douglas, who might be the best corner in the NFL, playing, but he's good. But seriously, you got to give credit to Rasul Douglas. I mean, if we're talking for real, and Zadarius Smith coming back, does that ruin the flow that the Green Bay has? Because if we're gonna look at it from, I don't know, if we're gonna look at it from last year to this year, who has a better defense this year or last year? I think this year's Green Bay's defense, 100%. You add in Jair and Zadarius Smith, is it going to screw with the flow? That's my biggest fear. Offensively, you've got two of the best running backs, Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, which, I mean, if they wanted to use Aaron Jones as a receiving back and A.J. Dillon as a rusher, you ain't going to stop that. But defense, like I said, like I've been saying all night, defense wins championships. That's what Green Bay's biggest thing's been, especially going into the NFC Championship. That's what I got. Joe, you got something?
I think as far as Zadarius Smith and Jair Alexander go, they're the leaders of the defense. It's been noted by every player. They've always said that they miss them. The energy they bring on the field is super important. So obviously, I think it'll take them getting up to speed a little bit. But that's why I think the bye week's going to be so big for us. Is they're going to have 3 weeks to get ready. Hopefully, if Zadarius Smith comes back by then, I know Bakhtiari and Alexander are most likely going to be back by then. But as far as the Packers go and running through teams, I feel like I've been in this spot a million times in my lifetime. The Packers are always one of the best teams in the NFL, and every year I get heartbroken, which, I mean, it sucks. But and last year I was saying, like, that felt like the year that we had. It felt like the year we'd win the Super Bowl, but it just didn't happen that way. But I think for this year, I think we're a better team, better defense. A.J. Dillon is actually much more part of the offense. I think we're going to have a much better shot this year. Just we got to put teams away has kind of been our biggest issue this year, but I think we're going to be all right.
Go ahead, Matt. I'm going to let you go.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it's all about, can Aaron Rodgers get over the hump? I have no question or doubt about them getting to the NFC Championship game, but it's all about, can he get it out of his head that he has to make it to the next step? He has to make it to the Super Bowl, because this is probably the best team they've had in the last 3-4 years. I think Matt LaFleur has matured as a coach. He's built that trust a little bit more with Aaron Rodgers. And then when they get all their pieces back, Team NFC is that simple. So I think this is their best shot to make it to the Super Bowl. If they don't, it's a really huge disappointment. And the NFC goes through Lambeau Field, so they get that home NFC Championship game. So I think that's an advantage too.
All right, I'm gonna piggyback just right off that. The home field advantage, I don't even care about that no more. When I seen Tom Brady come in there and still throw 3 picks and you still find a way to lose that game, I don't even care about you having home field advantage no more. I just care about, like, I'm going to piggyback a little Joe said, you got to finish teams. I mean, they get out to big leads as of late. I mean, I've seen every Packers game over, feel like the past 2 or 3 weeks, it's like they'll lead by 3 or 4 scores when the game is up, when it's all said and done. It's like a 3 or 4 it's just like a 3 or 4 score game victory. So with knowing that, can you carry that into the playoffs? Because the team you'll probably most likely have to play you have to play the lowest seed, and you'll probably see the Cardinals, knowing that the Cardinals will see the Cowboys. So you'll probably see the Cowboys or the Cardinals. So can Aaron Rodgers, can he sustain this greatness against those teams, against the Dallas team. I would say against the Dallas team in the playoff. Against the Michael Parsons, the Trayvon, and all them guys.
Yes.
Against a young and hungry defense. We gonna see them.
I know we're gonna see it. I mean, you're talking about we're talking about Rodgers. I know that's what you're talking about the most. We gotta talk about Davante Adams. Actually, let's not even talk about Davante Adams. Let's move away from the superstar on that team. Let's talk about MVS. Okay, this dude is taking the biggest step up out of almost any receiver in the league.
MVS. So he better than Allen Lazard.
I'd say so. Joe, I don't know about you. I'd say MVS is.
Tripping. I ain't going with that one. I like Allen Lazard.
They're both good. They're both better than what they were last year.
Yeah, they were. They are.
So my bad. Okay, so Lazard's the better guy. I think you guys both agree on that. So I'll go with y'all on that. Either way, my point is, it's not going to be the normal. Oh, hey, we just got to worry about Davante Adams all game. That's all we got to worry about all game is Davante Adams. No. Randall Cobb's coming back, who had a great game when Davante was out, I believe, or maybe it was just him and Davante. He had a good 82-yard game and like 2 touchdowns or something crazy. Dude could be an end zone threat. Tight end situations sucks, but it's not terrible. Tonyan, getting hurt for the rest of the season, that sucks. But getting Bakhtiari back is huge. And excuse me, it's just a matter of you can't. First of all, Trayvon Diggs cannot. No offense, Matt. Trayvon Diggs cannot guard Davante Adams.
You're probably not gonna single cover Davante Adams anyway.
You probably aren't. But guess what? That opens Allen Lazard and MVS. And Rodgers can make it work. We already saw him make it work with practice squad receivers. So that's how I say it. If anything, your biggest threat, who my favorite player in the NFL is Budda Baker with Arizona. That's your biggest threat. I think Budda Baker is great covering, a hard hitter, and can rush the quarterback. He can do it all. And I think Trayvon Diggs and him they're similar in maybe speed, but not coverage wise. But Budda Baker, I think, is just going to be your biggest problem. I think they run through Dallas, but that's just because Rodgers is having another MVP season.
If that's the case, if the Cardinals is the biggest threat, which I don't believe, so I think the biggest threat is the 2 seed, the Rams, at this moment right now, to the Packers. But with doing that, with Bakhtiari coming back, I mean, the Rams are playing their defense is playing at a great rate right now.
Oh, yeah.
I might be biased right now.
No,
but
they are.
I like the way my right now. I mean, honestly, the way Aaron Donald came on, I would say when he turned it on in that Cardinals game, if he didn't turn it on that game, I would have no confidence going up to Lambeau no more. But since he turned it on, the first play of the game, he pinned a lineman straight back to Kyler Murray, and you've seen how that went. Kyler Murray went straight down. But with him coming back like that, and Von Miller setting the edge now, Leonard Floyd coming in, he's been flow all year. He's been in his flow all year. With knowing that now and Aaron Donald's back, I'm confident now. I'm really confident going into Lambeau. I ain't gonna say we're gonna win yet, but I'm confident. I think we're the biggest threat, not the Cardinals, because the Cardinals, we got the Cardinals going up. We got the Cardinals out about it there too. So I'll say the biggest threat right now is us, and then followed by Tom Brady, man. It's still Tom Brady at the end of the day. I don't care who he got over there. It is Tom Brady. So, I say the Rams first, then the Buccaneers second. But I don't think they run
for biggest threats, or like
for biggest threats.
I can agree with that.
So therefore, I don't think they run through everyone because I think the Rams are playing at a very great rate right now. I believe the Rams can go in and slow the game down now. Now that they got Sonny Michel running the football at an exceptional rate. Now they got Cam Akers coming back, who had over 150 yards from scrimmage against the Packers in the divisional game last year. With all that coming back and all that being said,
let me say something real quick. I think of course, we're heaping all this praise on the Packers, but like I think people are they're more vulnerable than people think they are, because we see them we seen them almost lose to a backup, Tyler Huntley.
Lamar Huntley.
They're really similar. So, but yeah, they were a 2-point conversion away from losing that game, and then we saw the next week we almost saw them lose a sloppy game to the Cleveland Browns. I feel like those 2 weeks were kind of iffy. Like, this team can be beat. You just got to play them the right way. But I mean, in the playoffs, especially, they got to be careful. This is a 1-game tournament, so.
Yeah, I always thought, I was always a belief. Matthew Stafford lost us that game in Green Bay, man. That pick six to Rasul Douglas, I don't know what he was looking at. Cooper Kupp was clearly covered, had Tyler Higbee wide open in the middle. If he just throw that simple pass right there, we still in the game. But instead, he tried to force feed it, and we end up with the 2 seed instead of with a chance to have the 1 seed right now. But that's another thing I was mad at the Rams at during November. But yeah, I honestly do think we're the biggest threat to Green Bay. But
I think it comes down to how well will Jair play, because if Jair comes back and he's that guy.
Stop. Do you honestly, truly think he's better than Jalen Ramsey, bro?
All you gotta do is embrace the game.